We can't hear.
Sound's not working.
It's not working.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's great to see everybody tonight. Thanks for taking the time to be here to learn about the candidates running for office in November. I'm Joe Bartello, and I'm seeking the office of mayor in the city of Sunbury. My objective as mayor will be to do the very best to make Sunbury the desirable place to live and a safe community with a strong local economy. A place where companies want to be located and a place where people want to live. Achieving this goal is within our reach, and I have a straightforward plan to make it happen. There are 4 parts to this plan, and they include bringing jobs back to Sunbury, revitalizing our housing market, restoring public safety, and creating a thriving and inviting downtown. Sunbury, like most of our country since the mid-1990s, has been losing its manufacturing jobs. And the stores that were once located here in Sunbury have moved to the other side of the river. For too long, we have accepted these things as just the way it is. Our leaders have not made the efforts needed to retain the jobs and stores here in the city. Today, the task of bringing jobs to our city and stores to our downtown is very competitive. The good news is that Sunbury still has great assets and the building blocks necessary to compete in the job market. Being located in central Pennsylvania helps us. We have the lowest energy costs in the country right here in the valley, thanks to the abundance of natural gas. We have railroad access throughout most of the city. We have relatively new bridges and roads. We have available industrial sites for new factories, and we have great workers ready to fill those factories. A mayor's job is to market his city and to have meetings and discussions with potential companies to convince them to locate within the city. Just as importantly, though, the mayor should also be periodically meeting with the companies that are already in Sunbury to make sure they are doing well before they decide to leave. I will work to bring new industry to Sunbury. I will target the sectors of the job market that are paying family-sustaining wages. Many of these jobs are in the STEM field: science, technology, engineering, and math. These are the types of jobs that are needed in order to keep our young people here and to attract more young professionals to our city. I support the addition of a community college as well as a technical school in Sunbury. These institutions will be a vital link in attracting these types of firms by showing our commitment to providing the well-trained workforce these companies need. According to Sunbury's master plan, the deteriorating state of our housing is caused by a city largely populated by low-income individuals and families. And these circumstances are made worse by inconsistent building code enforcement. Our master plan makes it sound like the people are the problem. I don't believe that to be the case. I think it is a lack of good-paying jobs that has allowed our city to fall into disrepair, as the citizens are unable to afford proper home maintenance. It is also said that Sunbury has the highest number of vacant homes in our area. However, many of these properties are owned by financial institutions that have obtained them through foreclosures. As mayor, I will introduce a vacant building ordinance that has been successful in other cities in getting vacant properties occupied again. As we focus on beautifying our community, the fight against blight is an important one. We will continue fighting blight in our community, but we will do it by restoring properties and putting them back on the tax rolls. The code office is our best weapon against blight. By identifying potential problems early, they can prevent properties from becoming blighted in the first place. The code office needs to be more active in the city because it is through their efforts that the perception of public safety is achieved. The code office and the police department will work more closely together because the code office will be an important piece of the overall public safety plan, helping our police force, which is understaffed. We currently have 10 full-time police officers and 4 part-time police officers. But in order for us to adequately provide coverage to a city the size of Sunbury, we need a minimum of 14 full-time police officers. That is the amount of officers it takes to have two-man shifts 24 hours a day. I know the city doesn't have the money to hire 4 more officers immediately, but I will work closely with our representatives in Harrisburg and Washington, D.C. to find a way to do it. Ideally, our police department should consist of a chief, 3 sergeants, 8 patrolmen, a detective, and a drug enforcement officer. I would also like to have the K-9 officer back. It is important that we get a handle on our cameras. They need to have night vision, and the video feed needs to be available in the police department and in the patrol cars. Officer body cameras and dash cameras will also be used. Technology can be a force multiplier when used correctly. I know these are big goals, but I believe they are achievable. It is of utmost importance that we restore safety and law and order in the city if we expect to revitalize it. Our officers will receive more weapons training, shooting time on the ranges, and lessons in basic Spanish. We have a growing Hispanic population, and it is important for crime solving and interviewing witnesses that our officers understand and speak some Spanish. When it comes to improving our downtown, the perception of safety is vital. The idea is to create a more welcoming atmosphere for new businesses to thrive. When I talk to people from out of our area, they say how wonderful our downtown is laid out, with wide sidewalks, a beautiful park, and a nice flat walk. They are amazed that there aren't more stores and restaurants in our downtown. New store recruitment starts with the city investing in our downtown again. As we invest in our downtown, it will encourage others to also invest in our downtown. Over the years, Sunbury has unfortunately developed a reputation for having a red tape approvals and permissions process that makes tenant prospects and developers unwilling to consider Sunbury as a business location. This reputation is absolutely poisonous to recruitment efforts. The permit process at City Hall needs to be streamlined. It has to be a faster, less complicated process, and this begins with changing the restrictive zoning in our central business district. We must make it easier for stores to locate in Sunbury. We also need to help owners fix up their upper floors of their buildings, allowing them to recapture lost revenue. Being able to make money with the upper floors will allow them to lower the rents in the storefronts, which will make it easier for businesses to afford to locate in our downtown. There are also small investments the city can make to help our downtown to be more attractive. Things like benches, planters, outdoor seating, and directional signage. Additionally, we need to renew our focus on keeping the downtown clean and well lit at night. It would not cost a lot of money to keep our downtown clean, but it goes a long way in creating a positive perception. These small changes would be a big start to reinvestment in our shopping district. Most of the area's population lives on this side of the river. We could be walking and biking to shop instead of getting into our car for everything. We have some really great stores and restaurants in our downtown now, and they need our support. We can do our part by eating and shopping in our downtown more often. As mayor, I will devote a major portion of my time to marketing our downtown, to letting other areas know that we are open for business. I can do that through press releases, radio and television interviews, billboards, and online advertising. We can do this. I believe by bringing new industry to Sunbury, improving the housing market, restoring public safety, and revitalizing our downtown, we can once again make Sunbury a great place to live, work, and shop. If you support the policies I wish to initiate and believe me to be the best candidate, I humbly ask you for your vote on November 7th. I won't let you down. Thank you, and God bless you.